Please join with me this morning in a moment of silence
Work.
to honor those that have fallen on the battlefield, the prisoners of war, those that are missing in action, and those that have served or are currently serving in this nation's great armed services.
Twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watch were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets sprinkling, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does the star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
You may be seated.
It is going to be my great honor and privilege to introduce a true American hero. But before I do that, there's one person in this room that certainly needs to be introduced and recognized, and that's Bernie Coprince. Bernie is the coordinator for this ceremony, and she has put in many, many hours of work into making this the success that it is today. And another thing that she did, it was her dream last year to escort the Wreaths into Knoxville, the ones that came on the big trucks, the Wreaths Across America trucks. And that was done so successfully the other day. We had more than 22 motorcycles and 4 vehicles. And we escorted those 2 beautiful Wreaths Across America trucks into Knoxville. And the wreaths are here today for us to distribute. But I don't want this day to go without Bernie getting the recognition that she so gratefully deserves. But now I want to introduce to you someone that is a true American hero and is a dear friend of mine. I just hope I can get through this introduction because I love this man and I love his family. And what he has done for this country and sacrificed for our freedom is beyond measure. Retired Air Force Captain William A. Bill Robinson. Bill calls Madisonville, Tennessee his home, but he was born in Roanoke Rapids, North Carolina in August 1943. After graduation from Roanoke Rapids High School in 1961, he enlisted in the United States Air Force. And I know we have a lot of Air Force people here. After 3 assignments at Lackland Air Force Base, Texas, Shepherd Air Force Base, Texas, Altus Air Force Base, Oklahoma, in the continental United States, and a year-long tour at Osan Air Force Base in Korea, he was assigned to Grand Rapids Air Force Base in North Dakota. After only 4 months stateside, AIC E4 Robinson was sent TDY to be part of the 38th Air Rescue and Recovery Unit in Thailand in the spring of 1965. On September 20th, 1965, while on a rescue mission over North Vietnam, his HH-43B aircraft was shot down, and everyone on board was captured by the North Vietnamese. He spent the next 7.5 years, think of that, 7.5 years, 2,703 days, just think of that, as a prisoner of war in North Vietnam. Upon his release and return to the United States in 1973, Master Sergeant E7 Robinson was one of only 3 enlisted men to receive a direct commission to lieutenant in the United States Air Force, approved by President Richard Nixon in recognition of his conduct while being held as a POW. He, along with Neil Black, were the first enlisted men to receive the Air Force Cross, that's second only to the Congressional Medal of Honor, our nation's highest military award, which is now on display in the United States Air Force Enlisted Museum in Maxwell Air Force Base, Gunner Annex, Montgomery, Alabama. His other decorations include Silver Star, Legion of Merit, Bronze Star, POW Medal, and 2 Purple Hearts, along with 17 other medals. So you see, this is a true hero. Captain Robinson is also honored at the Eglin Air Force Base, Florida Museum in their Vietnam Prisoner of War display and the Airman Leadership School at Robins Air Force Base, Georgia. In the book, Honor Bound, American Prisoners of War in Southeast Asia, it states that he and Black are the longest held enlisted POWs in American history. After completed aircraft maintenance officer training in 1975, Captain Robinson was assigned to the 33rd Fighter Wing at Eglin Air Force Base as an aircraft maintenance officer, where he served until his medical retirement in 1984. Captain Robinson served 12 years as an enlisted man and 11 years as a commissioned officer, for a total of 23 dedicated and honorable years of service to this country and the United States Air Force. Captain Robinson is married to the former Ora Mae Creole of Gulfport, Mississippi, and she's a wonderful lady. They have 2 daughters and 4 granddaughters. Bill has written his story in the book, The Longest Rescue, which tells of his capture and what he endured. But the thread that runs through this entire book is return with honor, which he did, and he lives it every single day. So it is with great pride and much honor that I present to you our hero and my friend, Bill Robinson.
We've been involved in Wreaths Across America now for about 6 years. And I can remember the first time I stood before a crowd, it wasn't enough to take up a collection and buy a cup of coffee. What we have grown into, and we will continue to grow. It is indeed an honor to be here today to share a few minutes with you in remembrance. I, the American veteran, do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States of America against all enemies, foreign and domestic, and that I will bear true allegiance and faith to the same, that I will obey the orders of the President of the United States and the orders of the officers appointed over me, according to the regulations and the Uniform Code of Military Justice. This is an oath taken by every one of us, everyone in uniform, and especially the ones who are here honored today that found their final resting place here. Not only did we recite that oath, but we gave a blank check to the United States of America, which up and included our lives. Yes, there are stories of service and sacrifice surrounding us in this room, as well as surrounding us out there. If we could only listen to the chatter of knowledge of these brave souls who made the ultimate sacrifice for each and every one of them. As we look out over those tombstones, we realize some of those lived out a full life. They lived the American dream. They had family, they had children, grandchildren, and they passed on their way. Others out there had their lives shortened as a result of their service to their country, from related injuries, battlefield injuries, to a simple thing called PTSD. And still others there gave up their future so that we, the people, could enjoy the fruits of this great nation here upon earth. We honor them, we thank them, but most important, we remember them and their families. For no greater love does one have than to lay down his life for another. No one here or out there set out to be heroes. Their nation called, and they answered, and proudly served, going to the four corners of the earth, working for a peaceful world and freedom, while firmly resisting those who enslaved mankind. They never gave up, they never gave in. They served us with pride and returned home with honor. May they always rest in peace, and we, the living, tell the stories to the future generations of America. Well known, they live in the land of the free because of the brave. We will not forget. We will never forget. Remember, honor, and teach. For without veterans, there would not be a United States of America. God bless you. May His peace be with you. And most of all, God bless this great United States of America. Thank you.
Before I read the quote, I just have to tell you, my grandfather had served in World War II in the U.S. Navy. I just have to say thank you to all of our veterans that are here, to those that are serving right now, to those that lost loved ones. Thank you so much. You will never know how grateful that we are for what you've done for us. But you know, that brings me to the quote that I've got to read today, and it comes from our 40th President of the United States, Ronald Reagan. And he said, quote, "Freedom is never more than one generation away from extinction. We didn't pass it to our children through the bloodline. It must be fought for, protected, and handed on for them to do the same. Or one day we will spend our sunset years telling our children and our children's children what it was once like in the United States of America, where men were free." So today, we show a united front of national unity all across the United States of America. As we remember the fallen, honor those who have served, and teach our children the value of freedom. May we never forget, may we always remember, and may God always continue to bless the United States of America.
prisoner of war while engaged in combat under orders of his government is captured by the armed forces of the enemy. Missing in action is a casualty classification assigned to armed service personnel and other combatants who were reported missing during warfare. They may have been killed, wounded, or become a prisoner of war. If deceased, neither their remains nor grave has been positively identified.
The merchant marine is the fleet of ships which carries imports and exports during peacetime and becomes a naval auxiliary during wartime to deliver troops and war material. According to the Merchant Marine Act of 1936, it is necessary for the national defense that the United States shall have a merchant marine of the best equipped and most suitable types of vessels, sufficient to carry the great portion of its commerce and serve as a naval or military auxiliary in time of war or national emergency. During World War II, the fleet was in effect nationalized. The U.S. government controlled the cargo and the destinations, contracted with private companies to operate the ships, put guns and Navy personnel on board. The government trained the men to operate the ships and assist in manning the guns through the U.S. Maritime Service.
The United States Army, established on 14 June 1775 by the Continental Congress. The Army is the largest and oldest of the military branches of the U.S. Armed Forces. Its mission is to defend not only the borders of the United States, but our interests around the world.
The Marine Corps is also one of the oldest military services in the United States and was established by the Continental Congress in November 1775. The primary function of the Marine Corps is to act as an assault force, to control the beachheads, and to prepare the way for the landing forces of the United States Navy, as well as Army personnel. Because the Marine Corps works closely with the Navy in times of war, they are able to rapidly deploy through the use of their own air power. While one of the smallest branches of the military, the United States Marine Corps lives up to their reputation as being among the most highly trained and efficient among all military service branches.
Like the Army and the Marine Corps, the Continental Congress established the United States Navy in 1775, primarily assigned to the duty of maintaining and ensuring freedom on the open seas. Naval ships, including aircraft carriers and destroyers, couple their efforts with the Air Force as well as to transport combat personnel over the open seas.
The Air Force is literally the baby of the United States Armed Forces. Prior to 1947, it was known as the Army Air Corps and was designed to support Army ground forces. Following World War II, the Air Force was created to defend the United States in the air as well as in outer space.
The modern United States Coast Guard was created under the Treasury Department in 1915. The primary assignment of the Coast Guard is to provide law enforcement support as well as rescue services in peacetime. In times of war, the Coast Guard or any part of its units may be absorbed into the Department of the Navy.
You'll join me in a word of prayer. Father, I thank you for this day. I thank you for the memorial that we've had today. I thank you for a spirit, Lord, of memory that this nation still has. I see a lot of people here today, Father, and I'm thankful for that we're able to come and remember those who have sacrificed for this country. Lord, I thank you for each family member here of one who has served and ones that have fallen, Father. I pray that you would give comfort to those that are still in the service. I pray you'd help their families through this time. I pray that you'd help the ones that have lost loved ones. Father, I pray you continue to help this time to go well. And I pray, Lord, that you would remind us of the sacrifices that it takes for freedom. And Lord, I want to just thank you again for the freedom that you've given us, that we have to be here even today, Lord, something that many take for granted. Freedom, Lord, that is not without sacrifice, and we thank you for it. And I thank you, Lord, personally for your Son, Jesus Christ, and the sacrifice he's given. In his name I pray.
I'm not sure how many of you know what a Blue Star Mom is, but I just wanted to take a moment and introduce you to the Blue Star Mom president in our area. And a Blue Star Mom is a mom that has active child involved in the military, or a Blue Star Mom is one that has a veteran child. And they're a great support group. If you ever want to join, you are more than welcome, and it's a group of loving individuals. And Ann is our president for the Blue Star Moms in our area. So if you would like to talk to her afterwards, feel free to introduce yourself and find out more about their program. Thank you, Ann. I would like to thank the community and Perceptics. I think it's Perceptics Foundation, I need to say, for their donation for wreaths for the John Sevier Veterans Cemetery. Because of great sponsors, we were able to not only have a wreath for all of the graves at John Sevier, but we were able to send wreaths to our local national cemetery in Knoxville and state cemetery Lionsview in Knoxville. There's cards that we had handed out, and they're business-sized cards, and they have Wreaths Across America information on them, as well as a local Facebook page. I've made a Facebook page for our area, Wreaths Across America, and I'd be really happy if you would take this business card and put it in your calendar for next year, like about October, so that you can start thinking about how you might be able to help with this program, not just to buy a wreath, but to come out and support this great event. And also, if you know of a corporate person that could a corporation, I'll say it right, that would be interested possibly in donating wreaths for all of our veteran cemeteries in our area, please see me. I'll be happy to go and visit with them. This is our second year to escort, or this is our second year for me to do Wreaths Across America in our area, and our first year for us to escort the wreaths in with 2 semi-trucks full of wreaths. We had police, motorcycles, and cars. We went through Turkey Creek, so if you hear anybody saying anything about seeing it, that they saw it in Turkey Creek. We went through Turkey Creek because, yes, it's a congested area, but that's where we reached more people in a smaller amount of space. I know that truck drivers were not happy with me, but life stinks sometimes, you know. The wreaths were then stored at Perceptics. They are in Farragut. We unloaded 2 semi-trucks full of wreaths. And then they were stored for 2 days, and then they were taken out of Perceptics and put on smaller trucks, and they were then sent to the 3 cemeteries in our area. I just wanted you guys to understand the logistics of it, because there are a lot of times lying around that we're doing this and we're doing that, and it does get confusing. I agree. So I encourage you to tell your friends and your family about this program and bring them next year, because God willing, we're going to have huge tent outside next year so that everybody can come in and everyone can hear the entire program, because it is a really impressive program. I want to thank the volunteers that are here today. Without you honoring our veterans, we could not have done this, or we will not be able to do the placing of wreaths. In a few moments, we will have a rifle volley and taps. After taps, those with family members that are buried here. Did you hear me? Yes. Those with family members buried here are to exit the rear, and they're to see Mike. Hold your hand up, Mike. And Dee. Hold your hand up, Dee. And they will give you your wreath to take out to your family member's grave, okay? Everyone else will hang back and wait, because if you had a family member here, you would want to put that wreath on their grave, right?
Amen.
So let's remember to respect that family, okay? After you get your wreath, take it out to the cemetery, and we place it on the grave, on the headstone, like on the ground, leaning up against the headstone. Not on the ground, not on top of the headstone, but leaning against the headstone on the ground. And I think that's all I have. Bill, with Rolling Thunder, Tennessee, Chapter 3, would like to say a couple things.
Just a couple.
And then we will have our rifle rally and our taps.
Thank you, Mary. All right, everybody can hear me? Yes. Yell louder. All right. Couple quick things. We were honored to be part of this great event and to bring the wreaths in and escort them in. We have a bunch of elected officials in here. If you can stand, half of us are already standing, and be recognized for a second, please do so. We found at least one gullible person. 2 gullible persons. Secondly, I want to thank Mayor Burchett and all of Knoxville. The mayor went ballistic and raised a lot of money. We have people like Perceptics and a lot of volunteers. Every penny counts. If I had my way, we would try to raise funds all year long. A veteran lives 365 every year. Every day we hurt, scars, those you see, those you don't, and we live with it. And our families live with it. And unfortunately, 2-3 times a year, people recognize that. For us, it's an everyday thing. Our Gold Star families, pray for them. Holidays are bittersweet because their loved ones aren't there. That place is missing at their table. And it's hard and it's rough to feel that Christmas spirit
be happy and joyful when you're still grieving. And you will grieve to the day you meet Him in heaven, because that's your kin. I want to thank everybody that showed up and worked hard. People still need help. We lose 22 veterans a day to suicide. That's almost one every hour. And it's not just young people, it's people in their 50s and their 60s. Rough economy, hard times. You get divorced and you're sitting there looking at a wall and life just doesn't seem like it's worth living anymore. You've been in hell long enough, so why stay around? And it's hard to get help, and it's hard for them to seek help. You know, my Marine buddies, oh, I'm a Marine, I don't need any help. Yeah, and you're crying around alongside me when you finally do show up for help. Please try to remember, you people, I don't need to preach to you people. You are here. You are participating, you know. Talk to your neighbors, talk to your friends. We should remember our veterans and our service people every single day, because without them, you're going to have a heck of a different day. And the Red, oh, I forgot. The Red Cross, bless their heart, they're hiding outside somewhere. They always show up with something hot to drink, cookies. We appreciate their work and their hard efforts. Remember them. They're going to plate caps and fire a rifle salute, and I will try not to duck under something. You need to be standing. Veterans, you salute during caps.